Afternoon of July 17th. I'm here with Linda Lesley, seeing her by referral to my private practice. Hi there, Linda. How are you today?
I'm doing all right.
Doing all right? Good. It's good to see you. I appreciate you coming in.
I'm sure.
Wanted to clarify that this is an intake appointment, and so we'll just be basically it's about information gathering, so I can get to know you and learn how I can help you the best today. So, what kind of a referral did you have to see me?
I really don't understand how I got here. I went for a physical exam, and my primary physician decided that I should come see you for a psychiatric evaluation. Apparently there's a problem with my drinking, but I don't think so, so it is what it is.
Okay. Well, I appreciate your strength in coming in. You know, it takes a lot to walk through that door sometimes. I wanted to mention I've looked over your intake form, and I have some basic information. I have your informed consent signature, and also wanted to bring up the issue of confidentiality. Whatever we talk about here in the session stays in this session. It's just I'm obligated to report if there's any issues of abuse of a child or an elder person, or if you have any feelings of harming yourself or anyone else. Is it okay if I check in with you on that? Do you have any intentions of hurting yourself or anyone else?
No.
No? Okay. All right. It's just I'm here to provide safety for you and give you a safe space, and so ensure that other loved ones and people in your life are also safe. So that's one thing we have to address in the intake session. Again, the intake is more about gathering information, and so we will be getting down to work of counseling if you should come back to a second session. Okay. So I want to make sure I get your basic information correct. You're Linda Lesley. What is your age?
27.
27. And African American?
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Are you married, single?
Married, fortunately.
Okay. And employment status?
I'm a housewife.
Housewife, good. And your main place of residence, city will do?
I live in Miami, Florida.
Okay. All right. And so I see that you were referred by your primary care physician. Do you want to tell me a little bit about what brings you in today?
Let me level with you. Can I call you Bart?
Sure, that's fine.
All right. So I went for my yearly annual, right? What I do every year, never a problem. I mean, whatever. And when at the end of the visit, he decides that it's best if I go get a psychiatric evaluation. Some jabber about my liver being in stage 1 of whatever, I don't know. Apparently, I have some liver issues that have arose from my drinking. I'm a perfect pitch of health, okay? I'm fine.
Mm-hmm.
I don't need help with my drinking. Okay, yeah, I take a drink here and there. It's nothing wrong with that, okay? I can do whatever I want. And I'm perfectly fine. My kids are good. We have a nanny. We're good. We're good.
Mm-hmm.
So I don't even know. This is a waste of time. But what I really should be doing is talking about the problems I have with my husband. That's what we really should be talking about. But that's neither here nor there.
Well, as far as this session, it's just basically gathering information, and I'm really concerned. Did you drove yourself here today?
Yes.
I see you have a flask, and so I'm gonna have to address that after I get a little more information.
What's wrong with my flask?
Well, if I feel that you're unsafe to be on the road, I'm legally obligated for your safety, for other people's safety, to get you a ride home?
There's more water in here than anything. See?
Okay, I, I can understand. Can you can you give me a little idea about how often you drink and how much you drink during the week? Say duration, intensity.
I mean, I drink every day, okay? But it's
Okay.
not that much. It's
Mm-hmm.
really not that much. I'm coherent. I can speak. I take care of my kids pretty good.
Mm-hmm.
I'm fine.
Mm-hmm. So your children are dressed and fed and they're bathed and you're
From
taking care of them sufficiently.
from what the nanny tells me, I'm pretty sure, yes. Yeah. I mean, well, I kind of fired. I think I fired her last week. Yeah, they are.
Okay. Okay. I'm just concerned for your safety and their welfare. That's part of my job. Have you had any prior efforts at addressing the drinking or looking at treatment options to control your drinking or stopping?
Well, my mother-in-law requested that I go speak to one of our, because I'm a Christian Catholic, so I had to go speak to one of the parishioners about something. That was last year. I went
Mhm.
up to the building. I didn't go inside. That's about it.
Okay. So really, you've had no contact with any sources for help or sources for treatment.
Not really. No.
Okay. Okay. All right. Have you had any history of any psychiatric illness or hospitalizations in the past?
One, yeah. There was a situation where I threw up blood in the bathtub. Long story, but because of that, they took me to the hospital, and because of my drinking, I was what they called it. I was there for about 3 days. So,
Okay.
yeah,
Mhm. They got you stabilized and detoxed?
pretty much.
Was okay.
Like when I got home, I mean, I was fine. Honestly, I think I threw up because I had a C-section with my second one, and I don't think I properly healed up in that area, so it just came up. So.
Okay. Any history of suicidal behavior, harming yourself or others, any violence in your past?
Uh, I wouldn't call it violent. I mean, my husband and I get into heated arguments. I mean, it hasn't gotten to that point yet.
Mm,
Um, there was an incident when I was, I guess I was really, really drunk one time, and we have a chandelier on the second floor, and kind of got on it, swung back and forth on it, and I fell and hit my head.
how
So,
long ago was that?
uh, this was a couple of months ago, maybe 6 months ago.
Okay. So you went to the emergency room with
Yeah,
the head injury?
yeah, but it wasn't anything. I had no bumps or bruises. I didn't suffer a concussion. It was just a really bad lump on the back of my head.
Okay. Did the doctors take any kind of an MRI or any x-rays?
They did, yeah.
There was no,
It was
okay,
fine.
and you said, they said you were fine.
Yeah, that's correct.
The bump would go away in a few days.
Correct. Yeah, it took about a week to really completely be gone, so I was fine.
Okay. Um, are you on any kind of medications right now from your primary care or any other doctor?
No,
No medications. You're 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 drinking every day. You said.
yeah, I mean, I take aspirin every now and then. Well, Tylenol is my drug of choice, over the counter. I like
Mhm.
that. It helps me with headaches every now and then, but yeah.
Okay. Right. Okay. Um, I don't want to get into. I, I've I've just got to go over some very basic questions here. It may seem to be boring, but it's part of what we have to go over to make sure I get a good understanding of the case and how to help you if
Mhm.
I can. When did you first ever drink? Do you remember a time when you first ever started using alcohol or any drugs? Was there any drug use other than alcohol?
No, I mean, my in my neighborhood, yes, there's a lot of it. It was plentiful. I had access, but that wasn't my choice. The first time
Right.
I touched alcohol, I was 13. A little side history. I came from a dirt poor family, like dirt poor. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
My parents work in a Coca-Cola factory, and they
Uh-huh.
still work there till today. Bless their heart.
Right.
Um, yeah, so in our little shack, my dad had his friends and they would come and drink. And when they were all passed out, I went and sought out the bottle and I drank when I was 13. That was the one
Mhm.
time I did. I haven't drank again until college, around when I met my husband. I joined a sorority
Okay.
and we were having a party and I started to drink. That was basically the thing of choice that we all did. And ever since then, I've just, I guess, never stopped.
Mhm. Okay. So you started when you're about 18 in the sorority. You're 27 now. Or would you, just over that span of time, would you say that you have, has your drinking gotten better, worse, or stayed the same? In other words, have you noticed you were only drinking, say, on a weekend night, and then it became 2 nights and then 3? Can you give me a little idea of the pattern, how
Yeah.
it progressed? Okay.
So at first it was just socially whenever we went to parties. Then
Right.
I realized that I could drink to take the edge off before exams.
Sure.
And so it went from me drinking every weekend with Sally and the girls to me
Okay.
drinking during the week as the exams proceeded. So it was more social, but then it became like once every now and then whenever I had tests. And then after, when I got into, I believe, my junior year of college, it became
Uh-huh.
every other day thing, you know? I started to
Okay.
just feel bored. And I drank more.
Okay. So it sounds like it was, I guess what I'm asking is, when did it go from just being a beverage, like a social lubricant, to being a drug of choice where you needed it or were using it, uh, to escape from stress or boredom? You see the progression that I mean?
Right. So there was a point in time when I almost failed in my junior year. That's when I started to pick it up even more. And
Okay.
my parents tried to reach out to me in my new life that I tried to get for myself. And it made me feel really anxious, I guess. I don't know. But I went through a period of time where people around me couldn't fill that void for me. So I started to drink more to forget about the life that I'm trying to live. Like I said, I was dirt poor. And I worked very hard to get where I am now. And I'll be
Right.
damned if my family tries to take that away from me. You understand?
Mm,
So I guess I to drinking. I mean, I don't see it as a problem. So I don't know understand what you exactly you're asking because I'm a
right.
functional woman. Look at me, I'm beautiful. So
Yeah.
I don't really know how it progressed to that. Granted, I don't drink water with my meal. I drink a wine with my meals. So I
Okay.
guess yeah, I would say my junior year of college. Yeah, that's
Okay.
when it became very bad. Well, bad.
Yeah.
Drink more.
Okay. If this is a safe space talking with me about this. There's no judgment at all. I just wanted to find out. You said in the flask you have, it's mostly water. Can you tell me what else is in there? Is it, what is your alcohol of choice?
I like some vodka.
Is it Sambaka?
Yeah, I like vodka. I like to mix it with my little water. It's a little trick I learned from the Irish. You mix a little water in there. You carry a water bottle. Got some vodka in here.
Okay.
Beautiful stuff. Let me just go ahead and take
Okay.
it while we're here. Oh yeah.
Mm,
Oh my
I
god.
understand.
That
Um,
was beautiful. Oh.
I, again, no judgment, no, it's not a no threatening situation or anything. But as we end the session in a little while, I have a little BAC meter. I'd like to ask if you would be willing to take a breathalyzer, and then we'll see what the blood alcohol level is, because it's my job to keep you safe, keep other drivers safe. And so we'll circle around to that when the session is winding up, if that's okay.
Sure, I can always call my driver or Uber or whatever.
Okay. You understand, I just I it's my job to be preventative of any kind of sorrow, any kind of accidents, anything at all. I'm obligated to do that and look out for your safety. Okay. To find out, in that time that you were drinking, did you ever say, okay, I'm going to quit, and like where you had a period of clean time where you said, well, from this year to this year, I didn't drink for that time. Did you ever think about it in that way?
Yeah, when I had my second, it was getting really bad. My kids
Yeah.
are 10 and 11, so a year apart, and it became problematic when I had a second. They're boys. Um, and it just seemed like I wasn't being the best mother. We didn't really have a nanny at the time,
Uh,
not because we couldn't get one, but because I just wanted to show that I could be a great mom, you know?
mhm.
And my husband started to get at me. He was like, you're not there for the kids. You're always malazing and you're drunk. I barely clean the house. He wasn't wrong, but I just have my time of the day when I like to clean the house, okay, so you went to work, you came back, the house is still, I clean at 8 o'clock at night. Okay. I don't know what to tell you. It's going to get done. And it
Mhm.
seemed that my child was sitting there with a diaper in his bum for like the past 2 hours. I'm not a bad
Mhm.
mother. I'm not a bad mom. But it really got to me. So I tried to quit. I did. I think
Okay.
I was sober for about a week. And I believe watching my first throw up on the second, it really brought anxiety. And I had to go get another shot. I had this like a little case of like little shots in my room. I went
Uh-huh.
and took one, and it went from me being sober for a week to me taking a shot a day to me then going ahead and drinking an entire bottle of wine plus that one shot a day. And now I just have my handy dandy flask. You can never go wrong with a flask. You just can never go wrong.
So in a 24-hour day, can you give me the times when your drinking is most intense? Is it like 8 a.m. to 4 p.m., or is it in the evenings? And also what, say, triggers your desire to drink? Like time of day, and what might be triggers that get you on a roll, so to speak.
I mean, I drink with every meal, first of all. I have a bottle of Chardonnay that I keep with me. It's beautiful, very nice stuff. You should try it. Also, when I'm trying to do housework, I drink a shot to get by. It's really good stuff. It gets me energized. Um, and at night to wind down, I drink.
Mhm.
I sleep anywhere from, let's see, 11 at night to 2 in the morning, really depending on how I did that day. And before I sleep, I
Mhm.
take a little shot to wind down. Gin, preferably. I love it. It's beautiful.
Say you wake up at 2 in the morning out of a deep sleep, and you need another little drink. Do you do
Hmm.
that in your sleep?
Yes, there are times when I feel
Okay.
the withdrawal coming from not drinking. So,
Right.
like when I take extended period of hours from not, like, let's say if I try to be more productive that day, right? And I drink
Okay.
that, let's say 4 hours go by, if that, let's say two, I start to feel a type of withdrawal coming. So I
Okay.
need to drink another to get it going. And it's gotten to the point where it affects my sleep. So I wake up
Okay.
and I have to take another to continue.
Mhm. And so over time, okay, so we have the idea of withdrawal, and it seems like you're having cravings at different times of the day. You really need it, where you want to take the edge off, or it's beginning to wear off. Over time, have you noticed that you needed to drink more and more to get the same?
Yeah, actually, how did you know?
Okay, so that's tolerance. We have terminology for for this,
Yeah, that's you know what. That's what I think about it. It takes more because usually my flask I can take one throughout the day, but I have to fill it up at least twice or two to three times a day now. Yeah,
Okay, so it's increasing. In other words,
yeah,
you got that insight now that your drinking is increasing.
that's true. I still don't get the
Withdrawal.
problem though. I don't know why I'm here.
Okay. Um, let me let me shift gears for a minute because it's typical. This is information gathering, getting to know you, so I can help you.
Hmm.
Do you know where are you right now?
Oh, I'm at a therapy session.
Okay. Okay. And what is the date?
Today's the 16th.
17th?
Oh, the 17th. Yeah, the 17th. Sorry.
Okay. Okay. Um, I'm going to give you 5 words. I'd like for you to just park in your mind for a second, okay? I give you those words. Ready? Cat, table, cigar, train, bread. Okay. And just, I want to know who is the president right now? Current president?
I'd rather not speak his name, but it's Trump.
I understand. Okay. Can you tell me who the last 4 presidents preceding that guy, who they are?
Let's see. I know my favorite, Obama.
Uh-huh.
That's a good man. That's a good man. Oh, I wonder how he drinks. Let's see. Bush. Uh, who's that guy? He was another favorite of mine. I think is who is that? What's his name? God, it's coming to the tip of my tongue. Clinton. There we go. Clinton.
Okay.
And ooh, the one his the senior, the senior to the one I mentioned. The Bush guy. Bush. There we go. Bush.
Okay.
Bush.
So quickly, can you give me, okay, we have Trump, and then who's next?
Obama, my favorite.
Uh-huh.
Yeah.
Then before?
I think it was Bush, right? No?
Mm-hmm. And then?
Clinton.
Mm-hmm. And then?
The senior to the one that I mentioned. The sorry, I'm trying to oh no, trying to get my composure here. Oh,
Okay.
Senior Bush.
Okay, good. All right, good. And then those 5 words that I gave you a moment ago, can you repeat as many of those back to me as you remember?
Uh, does it have to be in order? Probably not gonna do that.
No, that's fine.
Cat. Table. Hmm. Hold on, I gotta get a drink real quick. I can't remember too much. Oh, okay, got it. Cigar, train. That's it, right?
Okay. Okay. Yeah, that's 4 of them. That's fine. That's
Oh,
fine.
bread? Was it bread?
Mhm. I wanted to shift gears again a little bit. I wanted to check in on your medical history just, quickly. Have you had any surgeries, any hospitalizations that I should know about?
Yeah. Well, when I had my second one, C-section.
Okay. So that's the only major medical procedure you've had.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. You have any allergies?
Oh, pollen.
Okay. Any drug allergies, anything like that?
Mm, not that I know of.
Okay. and you said there's no current medications except for Tylenol. Any use of tobacco, caffeine, illicit drugs? We sort of went over that.
Yeah, so I drink clearly, and I smoke when I drink, but I
Okay.
only smoke during social situations. I say this because I don't like my husband's friends. They're just too bougie. I don't. I mean, I'm bougie myself, but those girls are just too much. No. So
Uh-huh.
I smoke as they're like when we go to the events or whatever, and we're drinking. We all have that in common, but I don't like to talk to them. So my smoking, because I'm generally the only one smoking, allows me to go outside away from them. So I do that.
Okay. Okay. So you use the tobacco as a social distancing. So yeah, I can understand. Say in a given, okay, they're okay, 20 cigarettes in a pack, I think. So in a given week, how many cigarettes or packs do you smoke?
We have soirees anywhere from 2 to 3 times a week. So
Okay.
during those, so I probably would smoke like maybe 2 to 3 that night, depending on how long we spent and how much
Okay.
I want to avoid.
Okay. So in a given week, you smoke less than 20 cigarettes.
Correct. I'm not an avid smoker.
Pack.
I use
You're
it as
not.
a way
Okay.
to avoid people.
Okay, good.
Yeah.
Because if that were a problem for you, we can address that too. There's plenty of uh, good help to get you off of the cigarettes if you choose to get
Yeah.
get
No.
that part out of your life. It doesn't sound like a real issue. It's just a kind
Yeah.
of a simple thing right now.
Hmm.
Yourself smoke, as you drinking more, as we're talking about that, you don't notice yourself smoking more. It's like escalating together.
No, I drink more, if anything. Yeah.
Alcohol is the one. Okay.
Right.
Okay. So any let me ask you okay, you married how many years?
Been married for 8 years.
8 years. Okay. Would you say there are um any changes in your sexual relations, any changes in your sex life?
Yes.
More or less or about the same over the course?
It's less. Apparently, my husband doesn't find me as attractive anymore. That's neither here nor there. I forgot to add reason why I fell off the chandelier. I've put on since we've been married. I mean, maybe I would have fell off the chandelier anyway because that's not something you should swing on. But who knew? It looked really nice, so I went on it. But he doesn't find me as attractive anymore, I guess.
Mm,
I've gotten bigger. I still look good. I look better than all those girls in the little parties that he goes to. So I don't understand. He just thinks that I'm not that great of a housekeeper as I'm supposed to be. I'm supposed to be a stay-at-home wife. I take care of the house. I make sure it's good. But that's what we have nannies for. Why would I do their job? Come on. No.
and that's what I'm hearing that that's where a lot of the marital conflict comes from. He does not approve of your drinking and would like you to be a better housekeeper. And he's placing these expectations on you.
Yeah, it
That pretty
really
much that's what I'm hearing. Okay.
Yeah, it really came to light when like that incident I told you about the baby where I didn't change him for 2 hours. That was really
Uh-huh.
when he stopped talking to me as much. I didn't appreciate that.
Right.
We got married through better or worse, and you know what? You're gonna accept me.
Okay. Okay. Sounds like he keeps bringing that up, to you, bringing it in your face as an issue. Okay.
And I cut back. I don't, out of 10 shots, I'd probably take 9. I think that's a considerable cutback.
Okay. Okay. Let me check in with you on your little bit of family history. Where were you born in Miami and raised there, or
No,
okay,
I was born in Stockholm, Georgia.
okay, and you had tell me about your family of origin, your mom and dad. What was your home life like as a child?
We were poor. That's basically
Uh-huh.
where it starts and ends. We lived in a one-bedroom shack. My
Uh-huh.
mother and I shared a space on the floor. My dad took the bed. I don't know what that dynamic was about, but it is what it is.
Okay.
They currently still work at the Coca-Cola factory. They were grooming me towards the end of high school to join them. Like, why would you want me to do that? I don't want to work at the Coca-Cola factory. Look at me. I'm gorgeous. I deserve to be a model. Come on. So what I did at that time, I took on like extracurriculars. I'm very good at sewing.
Okay.
So I took an internship in a fashion district of the outskirts of town. And that's
Uh-huh.
when I was able to get my scholarship to college where I met my husband. So
Mm-hmm.
I've worked hard for this life and I'm going to stay.
Right. Okay. So do you have any brothers or sisters in
Yeah.
your
There's
mom and
four of us.
dad and your
There's
siblings?
four of us, but the thing is, they all stayed in the same area, but my three younger siblings, they stayed with my grandmother. That's
Uh-huh.
what it is. We're not that close. I don't talk to them.
Okay. And what child are you? Are you you're the eldest
I'm
child?
the eldest, yeah.
Okay. So you have three younger sisters?
Three, yes. So brothers and sisters. So there's one, the younger one. The one after me is a boy. The one after him is a girl, and the one after her is a boy.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. So it's girl, boy is staggered. Okay. I got you. Okay. Um, so what is your relationship right now with your brothers and sisters? Do you have a lot of contact with them? Are you close?
No. From what I gathered, there wasn't enough room in our shack, so our grandmother wasn't like gracious enough to take them in, and we didn't really
Uh-huh.
see each other much. I mean, there were family reunions, and I would talk to them every now and then, but we didn't have much of a relationship, and
Okay.
still don't.
So like a scale of, if I said, okay, I'm close to my brothers and sisters on a scale of 1 to 10, 10 being the most close, what number would you say your closeness to siblings? About a 2? Okay, I got you. I'm getting a feel for Lesley, and again, how I can help you the best, because of the there are a lot of issues that come together with the marriage and the C-section and the family of origin and the siblings, and it's all just a big package. And we're just kind of, in this session, we're just kind of untangling things to see what is best, best things to work on and focus on right now. So, any during your childhood, was there any? Okay, we know about the poverty issue, and that they set their expectations for you to follow them into the Coca-Cola factory. Was there any kind of emotional, physical, or sexual abuse? Anything that pops up as abuse issues in your childhood?
Yeah. My father was really strict, I
Mhm.
guess, but I wouldn't call it abuse. I mean, I was stubborn, so I got my consequences, but I wouldn't say it was abuse, so no.
Mhm. Were mom and dad religious? Were they
Yes.
a lot, and part of the discipline like came from the atmosphere of church about
Correct.
this way to
So
raise kids?
that's one thing I really hated, them trying to throw that down my, we were Jehovah Witness. So with my
Oh,
husband, I'm now a Catholic. So I still keep the faith, just not Jehovah Witness. And it involved us doing a variety of things that I
okay,
will not bring up right now, but I was not too happy with that. And I would like to forget that actually.
okay. That's quite a that's quite a transition, going from being raised Jehovah's Witness to going into the Catholic Church. That's a whole session or 2 or 10 unto itself about the religious, the spiritual aspect. But I just wanted to check in with you about your, as far as spirituality and your childhood, and how that might be. You might look back on that as abusive. So it sounds like the being raised Jehovah's Witness was sort of problematic for you in
Yeah,
terms of.
I didn't like the fact that I had to go from door to door asking people to join our faith and just I couldn't celebrate birthdays. I couldn't do things that regular people did, and I had to
Uh,
be neutral and everything. I didn't like that. That's just not the way. At least with Catholicism, that's my husband's faith. I have more room. I can celebrate birthdays. I don't have to make everybody a Catholic. So it is what it is.
And then, of course, the issue. I know a lot about the Jehovah's Witnesses. They tend to want to isolate children from other children within the school. There's the no Pledge of Allegiance, no holidays, no celebrations. So I really appreciate you sharing that with me, because it gives me a good framework about what you're coming out of and how you're looking to heal spiritually.
Mm.
That's a really strong thing that you've just given me, insight wise. Was there any in your family? Were there any psychiatric issues, any mental illness or hospitalizations you can think of?
No.
Mm-hmm. So no one, you can't think of any member of your family had any symptoms of, say, alcohol abuse or any other.
Yeah. My father, he was an alcoholic, but he wasn't. There's no psychiatric problems. It's just, yeah.
Okay.
I had mentioned earlier that he and his friends would drink in our shack,
Yeah.
and they left it around whenever they got passed out, and that's
Right.
why I got to drinking when I was 13.
Okay. Okay. So it's interesting you use the word alcoholic
He drank every day.
for your dad. Okay, he drank every day, and that had, it sounds like you have insight about how that impacted your childhood.
It did. It made my mom. Well, I guess. See, I don't like to think about my family. I don't. I'm my own
Mhm.
person now, so it is what it is. But
Okay.
it made my mother depressed. So alongside, whenever they got off the Coca-Cola factory, my father would go straight to his bottle. That's what he did,
Yeah.
and he and his
Okay.
friends. And then my mother was trying to stop that. He wasn't violent with it, but in the process of her trying to get him to negate that kind of behavior,
Uh-huh.
he would be depressed, I guess sad, and it just was the whole thing. I just, ugh.
Okay. Sounds like some codependency issues where she's trying to manage his drinking and he's not willing to look at how it's affecting the family.
Yeah. And then they just start this whole cycle again, wash their face and go to work.
Yeah.
They did in that warehouse.
Mm-hmm. So any legal issues or any suicidal behavior or violence in your family?
Not that I know of. I mean, my father and his friends would get rowdy sometimes, and they'll have their little bickering, but I don't. It never became anything.
Okay. Okay. I'm gonna let me check in with you about. Okay, so you've been married for 8 years. Can you tell me a little bit about? Okay, this is your only marriage.
Mm-hmm.
You've been married once. Any issues looking back about dating? Anything that concerns you about your social life or dating?
I always dated up. So I've always wanted to find somebody who would save me from my situation. So in a type of way, I targeted my husband. I don't know. I mean, he liked me. We had a likeness of each other. So, but I always dated up. Whenever, anywhere in high school, I would go for those who were doing things, football, or those who were trying to make things of themselves and not trying to stay in the town. And
Mm-hmm.
then that's kind of how I heard about getting that internship at the fashion area.
Right.
And then I just went ahead with that and got my scholarship for college. I
Okay.
went to Chattahoochee.
Okay. Good. Okay. Sounds like you have really good insight into where you've been, where you are, where you want to go. But I'm hearing a theme about looking to be rescued. Does that resonate with you at all? You're dating up, you're socially upwardly mobile in terms of career and other things. Do you have a sense of needing to be rescued from this painful situation?
I suppose, yeah, that was basically
Okay.
the game plan. Because
Yeah.
nothing, everybody, Like I've had cousins who wanted to leave, but they work at the Coca-Cola factory. So I was
Right.
damned if that was going to be me. So I worked my
Yeah.
butt off and I got out and I'm happy.
Okay.
Okay, well, I'm
Good.
happy now that I'm out, but I mean, I'm not as happy in my marriage, but it is what it is. That's my husband and we're not going anywhere, but
Okay.
maybe.
So no, like no marital strife to the point where you're looking at separation or divorce. You're not considering anything like that.
I'm not. Now, my husband, maybe, but I'm not.
Okay. You sleep in the same bed.
Sometimes he sleeps on the couch. And
Okay.
it's not because I asked him to, he just goes to the couch
Hmm.
or the guest house sometimes. But I don't like when he's that far away from me, so he goes to the couch.
Okay. Does he ever say why he's not sleeping in the bed?
Yeah,
Does he ever?
he said it many times. I've gained weight. Lesley, you've gained weight. Oh,
Mm,
you drink too much. You smell like alcohol. I mean, he drinks too, okay? Granted,
uh,
he quit when we had our second. So, whoa. But I mean, I'm fine, okay? You have a job to maintain. I'm a housewife. I don't need, like, who? I can do this. And I do this. I mean, look at my hat. Beautiful hat.
right. Okay. Do you have any outside the marriage, do you have, tell me about your circle of friends or any kind of social support that you have that,
So, I mean, I talk to the girls in our community, you know, my husband's people, and I just tag along with that for the most part, just keep appearances, but I'm not really happy with them. Now, I have a
uh-huh,
friend, her name is Sally. She's back from my hometown.
okay,
She's still there, of course, but she makes me feel good, so I keep her around. I talk to her
okay,
a lot over the phone. She doesn't come visit me, of course, but we talk a lot on the phone.
okay. So like if you needed to reach out, say in the middle of the night, if you had you know, a need to reach out to a friend, at least you have one person you could pick up the phone and contact.
Yes, Sally. She's actually the
That,
reason why I came today. She said
okay.
it was a good idea. So.
Okay, good, good. And then so just in your weekly life, it sounds kind of limited because you, um, sounds like you feel uncomfortable around your husband's friends. His circle is a little bit too
Too
bourgeois.
much. You know, I love it. It's extravagant, but
I
the
got you.
personalities is just ugh.
Yeah. Okay. So tell me how far have you gotten into school? Did you finish like an associate's in fashion?
Yes.
Did you
So
say?
I've
Okay.
gotten that. I got my degree in fashion. I was going for my bachelor's, so that's what I actually got with my bachelor's in fashion. But I never really did much with it. Once my husband, he graduated before me. He got a great job.
Uh,
So now what he is a CEO for a golf and terrain. We have one in Miami, one in Silicon Valley, and another in Manhattan, New York. So he owns all of that, and I
okay.
didn't see the need to work, so I don't
Okay. So it sounds like you're financially stable. You're not struggling to pay bills. You don't have that kind of stress every month on you.
at all.
Okay. Um, tell me about work history. Say, just going back, say not as far as college, but anything that stands out for you in terms of employment history.
Oh, no, I worked a lot in my younger years because I had to help my parents. I was
Yeah.
poor. So
Right.
I worked from the corner store back in our hometown. I worked as a babysitter for the neighborhood kids to help take care of their kids.
Hmm.
I also did dog walking at some point, but the longest time I spent was at the corner store. I was there for about 4 years up until I finished high school.
Okay. Let's say starting today, you wake up tomorrow and you dream job, and it just makes you feel so fulfilled and happy, and you're fulfilling your life's vocation. What would that be? What would that job be?
Interior designer.
Really wonderful. Yeah.
I have a beautiful house. You should come see it. It's really nice.
Uh, I sense that you have a very artistic flair,
Thank
have the eye and the interest and all that, and so I would really support you pursuing that if you wanted to.
Thank you. You know what?
Sure.
Let me drink to that. I'm gonna drink to that. That was a good, yeah.
Oh, no, I'm triggering your,
Yes.
yeah. Any history, your family's Jehovah's Witness, so military is completely off limits.
Exactly.
Military history, right?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. No trauma or abuse in particular that stands out
Mm-mm.
in your mind. Okay. Okay. No, let me ask you, I hate to go down the, make it sound like a checklist. I just have to cover certain information in the intake appointment.
Mm-hmm.
Any kind of legal issues or anything going on about convictions, violent behavior, anything going on between you and your spouse, or legal issues, probation, anything?
No, I mean, no. I did. Okay. We paid him off. Okay, I got a DUI. I did 2 years ago.
Oh,
I did. So I was driving, had to go pick up the kids. It was a whole thing. And I got stopped. But my husband has connections. So we pay, I technically have one, but I don't. If you look at my record, it's not there. But I mean, it happened. I mean, I was detained for a while and it was put on my thing, but we have connections. We got it paid off. It's cool. It's no longer there.
mhm. That the DUI happened 2 years ago around Atlanta here.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
No, not Atlanta, in Miami. We live in Miami.
You're in Miami when you got it. Okay. Do you remember, did the officer give you a breathalyzer? I was just wondering what the number, if you blew.
I was well over.
And then remember what number the blood alcohol content was?
I do not. I think, no. But it was well over the legal limit. I think he said I was 2 steps over or something like that.
Okay. That's, that's important, and we can address that. So, okay, we got your current living arrangements, your financial situation is good, so you have the freedom to go back to school, go back to work. You're not, in other words, you're not struggling at a poverty level, and you don't have that kind of financial bearing down on you right now.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
I'm up to it to go back to school. I mean, drinking alcohol used to help me in college, but not anymore. It just helps me to keep my day to day.
Okay. Is there any more? Okay, we're 45 minutes into the session and we have typically 50 minutes. Is there anything really pertinent on your mind that you would like me to know as we wind up the session?
Not at this present time, no.
Okay. All right. Well, I really appreciate you sharing with me, getting to know you today, Lesley and Linda. And I need to ensure this is not singling you out. I would have to do this for anybody. I have a little breathalyzer, and I'd like you to blow in it for me. If I have your consent, I need to make sure that you're safe to drive. Otherwise, I'm obligated to make sure that you don't drive.
Right. I know I said I drove here, but I have a driver and I can get an Uber, but okay, whatever.
Okay. All right. I'll be right back. I'll go get the little breathalyzer and then we'll check that out. And then would you be willing to come back for a second session, maybe same time next week?
Yeah, I will. I like you. You don't cry too much. Really good stuff.
I appreciate that. I think we can, I really feel a rapport. I think we could get a lot accomplished as a team, and I know your doctor said, well, go see a psychologist and go see this mental health person and check.
Yeah, I didn't think I was going to come back. I did not.
You weren't going to come back.
Just to fulfill his wishes, but after I talk to you, I really like how you talk, and you don't pry too much. Those people, those uppity ones, they want to get in your business and just yeah. You don't do that. I like that.
Yeah. I just like to say that, Linda, I can look at the map of your life with you and help you out, but you are the expert on your life. And so I'll jump aboard and help in any way I can to get you where you want to go. Collaborate. It's a partnership. Okay, so it's an honor to be able to work with you. It sounds like you got so much going for you. I don't want to see you have to suffer. In other words, in terms of the alcohol, we have, we established there's the craving, the withdrawal, there's tolerance where you're needing more and more, and then we have the chandelier issue and some other things. I just don't want to see the situation escalate and escalate to where the consequences are way too much for you to have to go through.
Right.
If you'll work with me, we'll look at how the alcohol's serving you or not serving you anymore, and we'll get you where you want to go.
Wonderful.
So
Okay.
it's an honor to meet with you today, and I'll see you same time next week. And let's check that blood alcohol content just to be safe, on the safe side. Okay.
Sure.
All righty.
All right.
Okay. Great session. Thank you, Linda.
Bye.
Okay. Uh-oh.